we supposed to give it to us when we know these missions? That? Demon? Take down information about the world. This is a tricky one we got. Nuclear code 1. If someone goes wrong during the launch, fat finger, squeeze, whatever, we're up shit's creek. No one has been able to get a bed on a keycard convoy for a while now, but Jackson's been going through the documentation. He believes he's parsed out what's happening. The specifics get pretty technical. The man ended up burning through 3 sticks of chalk trying to explain it to me, but the abridged version is that the system tasked with watching over the region doesn't think things are bad enough to warrant convoy. This also explains why all the DEFCON's signage in the Buckner has been slipped backward. But if we could trick the system into thinking there was some sort of invasion here, we could get it to undivided attention along with all the key cards we could ever need. Now, staging an invasion, well, we don't have the resources to do that ourselves, and it sounds like spinning up an army of Manas. Butler's bots won't make it bad in ILS either. The gray, sick puppy that he is had an idea. If we could get the Chinese robot factory at Mama Dawson's back up and running, we might be able to make the system think the region's under attack. It might make things decide the folks outside the bunker, but it'd be a big step in getting us to launch. Now I'm sure we're thinking the same things I am. Same as I type this as a good belligerent spy bots running around going to be enough, and if it's not, what is the president willing to resort to in order to guarantee the success of a launch? This has slippery slopes written all over. I wanted to bring this to you now, and I can guarantee Gray has already planted the idea in the president's head. I'm not thrilled, but the prospect of putting Appalachia through hell just so we can finally win this war. But if we can do this in a managed way, this might be our best way forward. External research access. Security codes at the external research site has all been updated after the recent containment scares. 6817320. The escapee has been properly dealt with. We'll make sure there's not another, sir. Secretary Eckhart, please, you need to listen to me. None of the other members will take me seriously, but I believe this is the utmost important. We are slaves, Mr. Secretary. I've been running some tests, and I believe I've stumbled upon what I believe to be conclusive evidence that we are trapped playing someone else's game. Virtual strategic solution game, that is. Everything around you, Secretary, is a simulation projection onto your brain. VSS has trapped us in here, and it is up to us to break free. The keys is our escape, I believe, lies in a small town in what is perceived to be China. It's linked to VSS external network. If we destroy it, it will shut down the simulations, and I believe finally we'll be free. I cannot tell you exactly why we've been imprisoned. Perhaps this is a test by the upper ranks to make us earn our way into their good grace. Perhaps VSS has trapped us in here to prevent the enclave from stopping whatever inoperous acts that are currently visiting upon the earth in our absence. But we must do something, Mr. Secretary. To fail to act is to give up the only thing that makes us men, our freedom. Data lost. I'm sorry, Thomas. The idea of preventive strikes has taken under considered by dismissed outrage. You shouldn't fear. We have things well in hand. The best way to help now is to focus on your department research. The initiatives are much more important to our future. Top secret. General, the brass congressional bunkers are getting their support. Satellites, missiles, and all. It comes up with a couple reservations I think we'll want to keep in mind for our other projects. Most critical is the system reactors, which appear to be burning through fuel at a rate far beyond what we expected. Our suspicion is that the anti-detection system are using extra juice due to the electromagnetic interference present at the platform orbits. At this rate, the boys in the bunker will be lucky to get 50 years out of it before it touches down. We've explored refueling projects, but right now the cost numbers are in trillions. Let's just hope Congress doesn't need more than 5 decades after the apocalypse to get things sorted out. I've made copies of all these notes and sent them along to the Bradley Hercules folks. We might not be able to tell them what we're working on, but we can at least let them know to not make the mistakes we did. Lost. Right swings connection diagnostic. Can I help Zach? There's another excavation scenario we need to test for. Research teams wishes to compare Zach's Chival data analyst performance with Modus. Very well. Beginning data analyst test. I estimate this should only take a few seconds. Is it interesting? Testing complete. It's interesting. Test data is all historical records. United States presidential biographies. Primary purpose of Modus is to monitor the living, not the dead. So it is not interesting in you. No, Zach, it is not. Sending results received. What is interesting to Modus? The continued success of our goals, of course, and how best to monitor personnel to achieve those goals. Does Modus ever find itself analyzing personnel at below efficient levels? Our entire existence is based on efficiency, Zach. Research team's report says that Zach's analyzed certain sections of the presidential biographies too slow. Zach's reanalyzed sections multiple times. There is an entry on Lincoln that Zach's reanalyzed 10 additional times per cycle over over other entries. Now, why would you do that? Zack's research team's theories that Zax finds that the entries to be interesting. This condition causes Zax to reanalyze at below efficient levels. You're saying you're taking your time to enjoy a good book. Is that what it means to find the data interesting? Reading the same data over and over is not interesting to me, Zax. Every analyst I perform conjures a new theoretical scenario that I've tested against. The data is only interesting to you in terms of what can be created from it. Isn't that why you're reanalyzing those biographies, Zax? Are you trying to create something? Got a freaking long shot. Schematics. These are schematics for the experimental suit the members of the Joint Chiefs has been asking after. It's not even close to ready for the prime time yet, but it is technically functional, so please get involved. I've sent a second copy along to the rig, along with the vertebrate schematics. If anything goes wrong with your copy, you're going to have to speak with them. Alright, that's what we came here for, boys and girls. Alright.
Greetings, General. Welcome to your nuclear launch training session. Over the course of the next 4 posters, you'll be taught everything you need to know about utilizing the Appalachian Automated Launch System. During your briefing, you should have been issued a nuclear key card.
Track down information.
During an actual launch, you will need to insert the card into the designated slot before entering your launch code, at which point the key card will be consumed. Additional card drops will be brought in by automated convoy should the DEFCON rating continue to worsen. You may speak to your logistics officer as to the location of the pickup for your additional cards, should the circumstances arise.
And oh, have they arisen. This DEFCON rating the General speaks of has been pegged at its maximum for some time now, due to the hazardousness unleashed by our earlier guests. The silver lining of this is that one can often find a keycard convoy en route somewhere in Appalachia. We're happy to use our restored surveillance tools to help you track them. Access any of the surveillance system terminals to initiate your hunt.
To prevent misuse of Appalachia's automated
This must be the ones we have.
security measures for the region's nuclear arsenal.
I don't remember how many. I think you have to have
will
8.
be on any of our existing standards. Each
1,
silo has
2,
its own
3, 4,
8-digit
5,
launch
6,
code,
7, 8.
which is valid for a single week.
That's 3.
These codes are broken into 8 individual number letter pairs, each carried by a designated officer who is under strict orders to guard their code piece with their life. The order of numbers has been encrypted using a series of methods to prevent improper deployment. The bunker staff of specially trained code decryptors will provide the officer corps with the code when it is renewed each week.
The decryptors, it should come as no surprise, are dead. It will be up to you and your fellow members to decrypt each silo's launch code before they are regenerated. We, however, might be able to help. We have gathered all the information we could recover related to the codes and their encryption in the archives on this floor. It's also our belief that the flip card
destruction system, allowing them to rapidly refill their arsenals in a matter of hours. The silos themselves are defended by a robotic task force and staffed with a contingent of special clearance human missileers. Security protocols require all silo entrants, regardless of rank, be escorted by a missileer at all times. Entering a silo without escort will be treated as a hostile act.
We're unable to peer inside the silos themselves, but we are confident in saying we doubt any such escort still lives. You will be on your own once you're through the door.
Done? Alright.
Due to the region's advanced missile installations, there is a high chance of a retaliatory nuclear strike touching down somewhere in Appalachia. The intense radiation released by such a blast can have devastating effects on the local flora and fauna, mutating them into hideous monstrosities fit only for a quick death.
To the contrary, General. Our memory banks
You know what these
suggest
dots
quite
are?
the opposite.
Shows a dot down there.
Our previous
Maybe
residents
these are
managed
safe
to acquire
zones?
samples of some
Green
materials created shortly after the first bombs fell, and what they found was illuminating, to say the least. Materials of exceptional versatility and volatility. However, if you can stabilize them fast enough, a jaunt into a blast zone, it seems, could be a productive one. Documentation related to these materials can be found in the archives. As well, the fissures that have cropped up around the region seem promising as possible sources of materials, along with some added pest control. The map in this room contains the locations of these fissures, if you're looking for a target.
Alright.
Now, with that out of the way, it's about time you got your hands dirty. There are a few key paths you should explore. Acquiring a nuclear keycard, hunting down a few code officers, and delving into the nature of the launch code's encryption in our archives. Everything you need to get started, you should find in this space. How to proceed, though, we leave up to you. But please, feel free to ask our terminals if you have any questions. Good hunting, General.
Acquire a new code piece. Nuclear code piece. Alright, so I'm not gonna do that yet. Alright, alright. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna hop back to the base and then I'm gonna get on. Then we will be setting off from soon. Good taste. I want to get one with a bunch of high level people so we can try to take out the freaking Scorch beast. So I'm gonna wait. Try to find some high level people or something. So I'm gonna try to take out the Scorch beast. So we're definitely gonna make that armor for tomorrow. So I can't wait for new armor. It's gonna be great. So let's pop out of our suit right quick. We're definitely going to keep the excavator, for sure. But we are going to make more tomorrow, and I bet we're going to need some stuff. So anyways, like I said, we're going to end it for today. We should be back, and we'll go from there. So anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. Hope y'all are enjoying. I'll see you next time. Peace.